This episode is brought to you by Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 is the ultimate all-out warfare experience. Rip through the skies in aerial dogfights. Demolish your surroundings for a strategic advantage. Harness complete control over every action and movement using the kinesthetic combat system. Drop into multiplayer with your squad, or fight furiously as a member of the Dagger 1-3 squad in a gritty, adrenaline-fueled single-player campaign where you'll defend a world on the edge of collapse.
When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
Welcome to The Last Show. I'm David Cooper. And in rude and aggressive sea otter news, sea otters attacking people on surfboards, stealing their surfboards, and surfing on them news, we are joined by sea otter expert foreign correspondent Tony Five, who reports live at the scene of his flat in England to tell you about what happened in California. Tony, welcome to the show.
David, always a pleasure, my friend, as leading the cutting edge on all vermin-based attacks, David. Santa Cruz, California, lovely part of America, lovely part of the world, a lovely sea otter. Apparently these poor old surfers, they've got to keep a lookout for these little things who are stealing their surfboards, biting their feet, jumping on their surfboards as they're running around, these little sea otters. And unfortunately, this sea otter did it out in the sea and held this poor surfer hostage for 20 minutes until the rescuers came in.
She was kicked off of her board, and the sea otter was having fun. They're sort of like sea puppies, except they're not tame, they're not domesticated, and they will bite you.
I just think, they call him the notorious Otter 841. Now, again, trying to work out how they know it's the same sea otter and it's not a little group of them or a rat pack, as I want to call them. But they went on like a stealing spree. I don't know what it is. They just ended up liking surfboards and grabbing them and just running away. Yeah.
I'm looking at a photo. This woman is just paddling next to her board waiting while the sea otter is planted on it on the attack position. And they will bite you. They will mess you up. They are adorable, but you do not want to be approaching them. It's kind of like foxes that you have roam the streets of London. I saw one last time I was in London. I call them forbidden dogs because they're adorable. They're so cute. They look like something that it would just come up to you and be friendly. They're very curious, but the second you get too close, they'll bite you.
Oh, yeah, they're feral, absolutely feral. And unfortunately, if you live anywhere in urban London, you'll be very used to the mating sounds of the urban fox. It is so unbelievably loud. You will hear that all night, every night, mostly in urban areas. It's insane.
If there's any fox listeners to our show, they might be incredibly aroused right now, Tony. That was a very accurate and erotic, if I might say, depiction of what the fox sounds like.
David, do you do a content warning for foxes?
I should have. If there's any sensitive foxes listening with their children, you might want to be advised. Yeah. Fox warning. What is happening with this show, dude?
No idea, David. No idea, my friend.
Oh, man. How are we not yanked off air yet? That's the cliffhanger. At every commercial break, it's not just coming back with what we tell you you're going to hear. It's coming back at all.
Yeah, will we be back? Yeah, after the break, will we be back? I know you always lead the show with, after the break, after the break, but actually your lead should be, after the break, will you hear from me again?
Is this the last you'll ever hear our voices?
Yeah.
Well, if people turn off their radios, which they might, it will be the last they hear their voices. But as I've always said, we test incredibly well in the demographic of people whose radios are A, broken, B, they're broken and set to on, and C, unable to change the station. In that demographic, we test unbelievably well.
Yeah, and F off, as in, the radios are off. Great demographic.
function off.
Yeah.
All right, Tony, these otters are running wild. I guess otters aren't really things you get in the UK, are they?
No, I see these wonderful videos of otters and they sleep on their backs and they hold hands with their mates. I think they're beautiful, but we don't really get sea otters. No, we don't get them in the UK.
They're basically like the urban foxes of the ocean. They're very adorable, very cute. They're very curious. Don't get too close to one. And if one takes your surfboard, I'm pretty sure that's the otter surfboard now.
Yeah, just leave it.
There is a story on like the front page of like a major publication here in the US about a Lego theft ring where they've recovered like hundreds of beheaded Lego figures. The police are involved, also in California and Santa Rosa. Lego is a big ticket item. It's like one of the most expensive toys. Having gone to a toy store as an adult, I realized why my mom was always saying no, 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 no when I picked the expensive Lego. Because they're like hundreds of dollars. And I guess counterfeit and smuggling is a problem.
Well, you see, I was a huge Lego fan growing up, right? Building stuff, whatever. And I think it's a generational toy phenomenon, right? Now, I've made that up, but I'm going to give you the benefits of it. As the people my age, your age, who played with it as children have grown up, obviously our disposable income has gone up, so they can afford to put these $5,000, $10,000 Lego sets.
No, come on. Last week I covered the most expensive set to date, and it's $1,000. Not $10,000, but still $1,000 for a Lego set.
Isn't that the Millennium Falcon? Is that the one? The 1,000?
No, it's the Death Star. Death Star.
Oh, is it the Death Star?
You were close.
I was close. Same Star Trek thing. So basically, it's kind of one of these things that it's very expensive, but I'm sure on the second-hand market, they're even more expensive. I'm pretty sure they are.
The out-of-print collector's items, like the ones you can't get anymore that aren't made by Lego anymore, like limited edition Spider-Man Legos, those ones can fetch the numbers you just said, $10,000, $15,000 on the market.
I'm sure there was a Spider-Man, I read it, about a Spider-Man that had fetched so much money. But the image of this thing is horrific. It's basically these bodiless yellow heads of Lego all stacked up. If you didn't know better, and basically if you were just an ordinary Lego citizen, you'd think that was an absolute serial killer. It looks horrific.
Yeah. But that's a photo from the carnage of this Lego thief who was apprehended. Do you buy and assemble Lego as an adult? I recently saw about 3 or 4 years ago, there was a limited edition Seinfeld set logo that was Jerry's apartment with a little stand-up stage and all the characters, the 4 characters and Newman.
Okay.
And it was when it was for sale, it was about $70. But now you can only get it on the secondary market for like $200.
Oh,
and I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I'll get it. And then I'm like, there's no way I'm spending $200 on a Lego. So I haven't bought it.
I agree. So like, I would love to have that ability to sit down. I have friends. I have police officer friends. I have people in some serious jobs who love Lego. They find it the most relaxing thing. They buy it. They sit over the weekend and they do it with their children. So no, I can see why it's a thing. I wish I had the time, inclination and motivation to do it.
I'm picturing some British cop who's like all day beating up crooks with a billy club, and then he goes home at night and he assembles his Millennium Falcon.
It just sits there with it. Yeah, it's very interesting. They have like regional special editions. So like you can get stuff in England, in the London Lego store where people queue. Again, insane. I will walk past it in Leicester Square. There is a queue around the Lego store for people that just want to go and buy Lego figures. Amazing.
When we come back with Tony Five, our foreign correspondent, we'll ask you the question, how weird is your weirdest friend? The number is 1-888-505-6644. That's 1-888-505-6644. Your weirdest friend, Tony and I are going to talk about that. And if you've got just a bizarro in your circle of companions, I said the word friend too many times, so I subbed it out with companions. If you got a bizarro, call us, let us know about them. Is Tony Five my weirdest friend? Unfortunately not. I wish you were, Tony. I got to say, I wish you were. I wish my life were that simple, that you were my weirdest friend.
Me too, David. Me too.
All right, we'll be back with foreign correspondent Tony Five and your weirdest companion. Mate. I got to stop saying the word friend in a moment. Pal!
Abercrombie Kids knows how to make outfitting easy. Mix and match sets are their ultimate outfit hack for fall. Their sweatshirts and sweatpants are super cozy, and they always have the cutest colors and patterns. Shop fall's easiest outfit at Abercrombie Kids in the app, online, and in stores.
most shows deliver serious news that you can use. As a point of differentiation, we give you news you can't use. The Last Show, with David Cooper and special foreign correspondent, Tony Five.
Oh, Friendsgiving. That's what I'm going to be doing in November. I live here in the U.S. I'm from Canada, so I got no Thanksgiving traditions because Canadian Thanksgiving was just last week, a week ago. We're here with foreign correspondent Tony Five, talking friendship and weirdest friends. Tony, welcome back to the show. This is your topic. You go ahead and run with it.
So, my friend, we were talking earlier about, obviously, our Thanksgiving. So, for those who don't know, every year I fly over to New York and meet David's circus of friends, which I believe is what they call a gathering of David's friends, a circus, because we have people who are circus clowns. We have 2 clowns, in fact, this year.
There will be 2 clowns, one specializing in like burlesque clowning, like sexy clowning, and one specializing in balloons. Yeah. And she makes like 5 figures at a balloon gig. She makes like balloon costumes. She'll get paid like $10,000 to do a corporate balloon gig. This woman has a career in ballooning, and she's doing better than you and me, I'll tell you that much.
Okay, so the fact that you can say corporate balloon gig with a straight face and in all seriousness, it blows my mind. Dear listener, I cannot believe that he says stuff like this. So I said to him earlier on, dude, like, you've had people work for you who quite happily steal for you. And you just think it's funny. You just
you're not work for me. You're talking about my cat sitter. You're like, do you still keep in touch with your cat sitter? And I'm like, not really, because she steals my clothes when she cat sits.
And you say it so matter-of-factly that it absolutely kills me.
I know her and I trust her. You don't have friends like this where you trust them to be themselves?
No, I don't have people that take my underwear and wear them. No. No, I don't. Sorry.
Well, she wears Miranda's nighties, not her underwear, her nighties, but still, that's my girlfriend. Now, the cat sitter wears my girlfriend's nighties. Boom, that makes sense now. I do have a friend who likes to steal little objects from people's houses, like insignificant things. He once stole my cat laser that I used to, play with my cat. I've got some weird friends, but you must have some weird friends too, man.
Oh, there's 2 that spring to mind. I've got a guy who is an uncontrollable, right, now how can I say this radio friendly? He likes to self-pleasure himself, and he's got no control over it.
He likes to play video games, if you know what I mean, and he can't stop.
And he can't stop, and it's
playing video games.
It's quite obvious, and he's been open with it with me, my girlfriends, my friends.
So he needs to be in therapy, this guy. He's got a real problem with video games, with playing video games with himself. It's a family show, Tony. This is a family show.
His name's George, and we went to university together. And the reason we found out one day, and I still have a picture of it somewhere, is that somebody had opened a cupboard, and he was in the cupboard with a magazine.
Yeah, a video game magazine. All right, got it.
And we all thought it was funny. And then, when you're young, it's kind of hilarious, and you're like, oh, he's into that. And he never had a girlfriend, which was fine. And then one day we were driving somewhere and he goes, guys, we've just got to stop for a bit. We're like, okay.
Like at the petrol station?
No, at an abandoned theme park. So this guy jumped out, ran off to, do you remember this thing in Disneyland, It's a Small World?
Yeah, like from Disneyland?
Imagine a UK crappy version of that, which has got the miniature trains. So he went over there and played video games on his own.
Played video games, yeah. We're a family show. He likes playing video games with himself. That's it. That's all Tony means.
And then came back and asked for wet wipes because obviously the controller wasn't very clean.
Yeah.
Right?
Can get dirty with the sweaty palms
with
or
the sweaty
whatever.
palms. So he did that.
Are we going to be on the air after the commercial break because this is too inappropriate? That'll be the cliffhanger. That will be the cliffhanger. Okay, that's enough of this friend. We get the image of the friend playing video games.
So there's that guy. And then there's another guy who tends to talk, but at the beginning of the sentence, he talks like this. And at the end of the sentence, he talks like that. We can't work out why. He has a very quiet voice at the beginning. At the end of the sentence, he's really loud. No idea why.
He crescendos into his sentences.
Correct. He's not even Italian.
I have 2 extremely loud friends. I don't know what to say with them other than like, one's married. And I'm like, doesn't her husband say anything to her? She's not obnoxious. She's just like 50% louder than the loudest person you know. Everything she says is screaming. And it's like uncomfortable being around. Like I'm on the subway train with her and everyone's looking at her. I'm like, hasn't anyone, maybe I'm the one who needs to tell her that she needs to lower the volume of her voice. If she were obnoxious, she'd be the worst person in the world. But she's just like a normal person, a 50% louder than you can imagine.
But has you just got no sort of self-insight into
I don't
how
know.
loud she is?
Maybe her hearing's bad and she just doesn't like normalize her own voice. I know I'm loud. People always tell me I'm loud, but I'm on like the normal end of loud. She's like, it hurts to be near her.
She's actually damaging your hearing being next to her. But does she not respond to other people looking at her, or does she not care?
I guess she doesn't care. I don't know her that well. And my other friend who's loud is just like slightly louder than everyone else. I guess I keep on saying, why doesn't anyone say anything to these people? As I say that, I realize it should be me. I should take the bullet.
I just think to myself, I'd love to have that lack of self-awareness sometimes. I'm so self-conscious about things and I worry, I don't want to offend people and I don't want to say anything or do it, even like to the point where it sort of inconveniences me.
That can be an obnoxious trait in a friend where they're constantly worried about being embarrassed, that their behavior is like controlling and they never say what they want, or they never, they're scared to like say what they really think. And there's something that fundamentally not that straightforward about always being embarrassed about being embarrassed, I guess.
I wouldn't say it's on the obnoxious scale. I would say it's just on the self-respect scale. I wouldn't want to make other people feel uncomfortable. So not really for my thing. Like if somebody's being inappropriate, like on a tube, maybe there's children about and the people are swearing and stuff. I think I feel kind of self-conscious then, because I'll be like, oh my God, that child's like 3 and this person's talking about all sorts of stuff. So I'm like that. And that kind of happens on the tube and the underground a lot here.
I swear on the train, do I make you embarrassed? But I usually look to see if there's a kid. If there's no kid, if I'm around 10 kids, I'm not going to swear. But I'm that person swearing on the train. Do I embarrass you?
No. But do you ever have those friends who believe that they're in their own sitcom?
They're the main character, yeah. Main character syndrome, definitely.
Do you have friends like that? So that's weird, but what happens when you have like a few people who have got main character syndrome?
It's called the diva face-off, and they usually fight. And I have conflicts with 1 or 2 friends, and the main reason we don't get along is because we're too similar, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, see, I don't have friends like that. So I've seen it where people are going out and they're talking, but they're always talking to an audience. Like it's just you and them, but they're making eye contact with everybody about them and they're getting everybody else involved in their conversation. I just find it I just can't handle it. It freaks me out. I want to go and hide under the sofa.
Weirdest friend you have, though? Is it just those 2? Is it just the video gamer and the crescendoing voice person? There's got to be, you got to have a weird friend out there.
Video game person is weird because absolutely no embarrassment, okay? No shame.
Well, I like that. Like touting social boundaries like they don't exist.
That person should be on a sex offenders list, David. What are you talking about? I like that. That's how people get away with things that ends up on CNN, right?
Fair enough.
The other guy who's loud, no, that's just strange that he just does it and he doesn't know it. You must have these friends. I have friends that they always want to do better than you. You earn $5, he earns $10. You have one car, he has a better car than you.
I got no time for people like that. I got no time for people like that. I don't think I have a single friend like that in my life anymore. Like a know-it-all, everything I do is better, I know more than you. I got no time for people like that. Life is too short to have a friend like that.
I can imagine that you don't have time for that because you kind of come across as kind of like very easy and lazy going. But I've noticed from certain ways that you just won't put up with things. Like you're quite stuck on your direction. If you believe in something, you'll be quite happy to stick on it.
If I say I know something and then I don't, to me that's a teaching moment. That's a moment of curiosity. That's an exciting time to update my understanding. When people the worst possible thing for them is they say a fact and the fact's wrong and they're so embarrassed and that's horrible and they have to know everything and be so smart. I cannot stand that trait in a person. Tony 5, our foreign correspondent. Tony, you are one of my weirdest friends. I kind of buried the lead. I mean, I got other weird ones, but I say that with great affection. Thank you for being here.
David, I need to do something with balloons. See you later.
All right, Tony 5, there he goes.